suppose especially with a lot of builders, sometimes it's more sweat equity and they've kind of built it up and worked hard to build up a company. But as far as technology wise, mightn't be too into it. With the AI incorporating into that, you can reduce costs by a lot. I mean, if you do it right, is that something with the joint venture that you're planning to kind of you take over that side of things? Because sometimes people they get they go to the same place because they've always done it, whereas they could be saving 30% if they're actually using this clever.
Yeah, so we haven't documented what we're currently developing with our development partners. There's two that we're working very closely with on exactly that basis. Look, there's a huge amount of opportunity in the rollout of AI, right? From automation through to efficiency. And I think what we're going to be very careful not to do, because it's quite commercially sensitive, is not to break down the specifics of where we see the opportunity. But there's a huge opportunity in every industry. And I think rather than shying away and almost the apprehension that a lot of people have to embrace AI beyond the obvious use cases of search and, search and result based learning, it's about how do we create some efficiency? How do we create an endless flow of information that provides some real advantage and can create positive habits? That doesn't mean that you're disintermediating unnecessarily, or that you're able to strip a workforce or do people out of work. It's about how do you evolve the role? How do you make more efficient use of people's time? It's not always about pursuing the profitability, right? Because, the profitability can come by building solid ecosystems where you have codependencies, and AI is just another dependency, let's face it. So it's about the utility of that AI and how we create that, as I say, that end-to-end flow of knowledge that can be used in a number of different circumstances. And you're right, the manual aspects of building, as an example of construction, allude to some of the reporting, some of the mechanisms that you need to be on top of. And ultimately, when you're talking about human beings, it's what do humans like to do? What do they not like to do when they're tired, hungry, or in the routine of having to do stuff? And in the UK in particular, we have health and safety protocols, we have reporting protocols, there's the structure and governance that you need to follow within an organization. So AI has a huge amount of utility just in that sphere. But you can say the same thing of every industry, right? And of every organization. So we've been looking very closely at what that looks like and how that endless flow of information provides benefit to everything we're doing within the protocol.